as someone who got engaged on Valentine's Day, it's corny as shit. Because when he asked me, I was excited, but at the same time, I was like, nigga, really? Valentine's Day? What a basic ass move is this?
Wow. Welcome, everyone, to Hold Up, the show that's a whole lot about very little. I am one of your co-hosts. My name is Josh Johnson, and I am joined by...
Dulcé Sloan! Brat, 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 brat!
So you're just not going to say what you do at all or anything?
Oh, yeah. It's Dulcé Sloan, correspondent for The Daily Show. I do the voice of Honeybee on the Great North. I produce Shalewa Sharp's one-woman show, Don't Reach in the Bag. I get residual checks. What else do I do? My mom doesn't work. She's got 2 phones. It's great. I'm a cat lover because dogs are boo. Boo.
Okay, well, I'm very happy for you. And this show is where you and I debate topics that are close to our hearts.
That people need to be discussing all the time. We're like, ooh, this government thing. Ooh, NATO. People don't know what NATO is. People don't know.
Some people know what NATO is.
Hey.
I think we can. At least the people at NATO know what NATO is, you know?
But how many people are at NATO?
I think at least a handful. Some people know what NATO is.
Yeah, but like, what's UNESCO? What's the world? the G8? What do they do?
This is why we have this show, so we don't have to talk about serious things like that, you know?
Yeah, you gotta figure out what the G8 and the G5 is, and I can tell you, it's not a plane.
It's just regular, you know, everyday things that we feel passionately about, that people actually do know about, you know? Today's is close to our hearts in a figurative and a literal sense. Today's topic is Valentine's Day. Is it romantic?
How sad can you be?
Or is it not?
How sad can you be in February?
So, Dulcé, tell the people which one you landed on.
So, for Valentine's Day, I feel like that it shouldn't be only on the romantico, right? The romanticization.
I don't think it has to be only. I just think that it is.
But I don't think that was what it was for originally. Well, no, that's not true. It was for that originally. I'm saying that there are so many types of love. So why do you only want to talk about the love where you put your mouth on somebody? There's other loves where you don't put your mouth on anybody.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, I landed on the romantic side just because I think that it's the one time a year outside of an anniversary where you can really flex on the person that you love.
Christmas,
it's used...
birthday.
Well, no, I mean, those are just like, those are for everybody. So anybody that you have in your life that's close to you, you should be getting a Christmas present. But you don't have to get...
On the Listen.
Yeah, you could flex on Christmas. I'm just saying it's like, this is a romantic one. This is like the
Lexus don't have no February. There's a Lexus December to remember. Because they want you to buy your loved one a Lexus for Christmas, right?
Yeah. Because
they want you to flex hard. Ain't no car companies coming up during the Valentine's Day like, hey, buy these fine wines for the Valentines. Or, you know, ooh, what is it? Hey, don't steal that from me. Don't steal that from me. Don't steal that from me.
Yeah, there definitely are now that you said it. Now that you've given it to them on an audio platter.
Thank you so much. And just in your ears. I know, like, for, like, my mom, on Valentine's Day would give me and my brother presents. Mm-hmm. Because it's about the love.
I'm with
and
you.
Your mother,
yeah, my mom did something similar.
Yeah, your mother is the first person who loves you, right?
Yeah, and she's your first Valentine and everything. I get you, but I'm just saying that now, as an adult, you know, Valentine's Day is an opportunity to just be like, oh, I can take you to the next level, girl. All right.
And see, but what Valentine's Day does is that it leaves out the single people. It makes them sad. Like, if you don't think I ever cried on a Valentine's Day, you're out your damn mind.
I'm with you. I'm not saying that you use it. I've even said this in stand-up before. For every couple that posts like a selfie of them on Valentine's Day with like the chocolates and the flowers and all the stuff like that and the, oh my gosh, he proposed, whatever, you should legally have to also post one of you fighting. That should also be, because that's the reality. Is like,
absolutely.
There's a day where you're nothing but killing it, and there's a day where you want to kill each other. That's just normal life.
Right, because as someone who got engaged on Valentine's Day, it's corny as shit. Because when he asked me, I was excited, but at the same time, I was like, nigga, really? Valentine's Day?
Uh-huh.
What a basic-ass move is this?
Wow. Okay.
I mean, I said yes, it was still corny, but... I mean, but also, after a month, I broke off the engagement, and a month after that, I broke up with him completely. What I'm saying is that shit was corny. Shit was corny. I think it makes more people sad than it does happy, is what I personally believe. Like,
you think so?
Yes, because like every year on Valentine's Day, I give out Valentines to my friends. I go and find like the little kid Valentines you used to get in like elementary school.
Yeah.
Or I'll make some. I go to Michael's and get like their little their little craft kits and make like a little like Valentine or something. And I go to the Dollar Tree. Like, I did it for you at work one time. I came up with like a little gift bag of seeds. Do I make one for everybody? No.
Yeah.
So now I have to like do some fun ones because I made some Valentines in lockdown. When we're still working at home, and I made some. Shout out to Cricket for sending me a Cricket Joy. And I was making them, and I was making like shaker ones, and they weren't coming out the way I wanted them to, and I was afraid to send them to people because they take them out of the envelope, and then they'd have glitter all over their house. And sidebar: have you seen the video of the girl whose boyfriend cheated on her, and she threw glitter all over his fucking house?
No.
Like and it wasn't like the little things of glitter you get, like when you were a kid. This is like restaurant seasoning size containers of glitter. Okay. And she went through every room in his house. And he had carpet too.
Yeah.
And she had bottles with her, various colors. Mm-hmm. And so I'm talking about she went in the bed and went through the sheets.
See,
glitter in the tub.
So unnecessary.
All the sinks? Nah, I don't think so.
It's just like, I get it.
Think about it.
Then leave. And
she did leave.
Not really. She left later.
What I said, and I saw a quote that said, "She broke nothing but destroyed everything."
Yeah, I mean, if you here's the thing: glitter in his deviled eggs. Yes, that's hilarious. Like glitter in the kitchen means glitter in all the food. I'm with you.
I mean, this is a man. It was a white man's house. She went in the. I'm like, she threw glitter in the refrigerator, but it was nothing. But it hit nothing.
Yeah, it just hit the ketchup bottle.
It just hit a ketchup bottle and 2 cans of Coca-Cola and a 6-pack of beer because it was a white man's house. I'm not to say that they don't, but he's also like an early 20s, so he survives off of cereal. Busting out windows.
Yeah.
Going full Carrie Underwood.
Yeah.
Is a felony.
Uh-huh.
If you cheat on somebody, should you fuck up their shit? I don't know. Right? Someone cheats on you, a guy cheat on me. To fuck up his shit? No, because I know he's still a worthless human being. Time got back at him for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But in the moment,
yeah,
I wanted to. The thing is, the reason that happened, what fucked me up so bad is that the story kept getting retold to me because he's like, "Oh, I felt guilty. I was lying the last time I told you what happened. Actually, this is what happened." And I'm like. Every time I start moving past, it was crazy. Every time I was like, okay, I forgave him, and I started moving past it. Mm-hmm. He'd
something
pop
else would
up,
happen. Yeah.
And he'd go, actually, that's not the way it went down. This is how it went down. I'm just like, bro, shut up.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if anything,
nowhere.
that's the glitter of That's like the glitter of like memory, you know?
Right, but it's like, why are you antagonizing me? I got us completely off task like I usually do, because we were talking about like cheating and stuff like that, because I got proposed to on Valentine's Day, corny ass bullshit.
Yeah. Do you think that with Valentine's Day, how about this? There are gestures that I think I agree are like very corny. I think that like I'm not saying everyone should make their Valentine's Day a secret, but I do think a lot of it is best left to like the couple that's in it, because what you end up doing is in sharing your love, you end up showing people how like unsettling y'all are. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's like the thing in high school where the girl that was walking around with all the balloons, or the guys walking around with all the stuff, or it's like a couple who like they do way too much on Valentine's Day, and it's
so
like
I think it's a romantic holiday, and I think that to me it makes sense. Like even when I've been single, I've been like, oh, okay, well, good for them. You know what I mean? But I think that it also does give the opportunity for people to really show off that they might be out of their minds.
I mean, I think every day is an opportunity to show that you are out of your mind. And if you're not using every day as an opportunity to show people that you're out of your fucking mind.
Okay.
Are you living your best life? Are you reaching your full potential as a human being? Are you doing the work? Are you being the best you for you?
Are you asking real questions right now? I can't tell anymore. I mean, the first one was a little wild, and then they just got progressively more insane.
I just say that in my life, I'm 39 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So there have been like 38, 39 Valentine's Days in my life.
Mm-hmm.
1 through 15, I guess, can't count because I was a child.
Yeah, 1 through 15 doesn't count.
So 1 through 15 doesn't count.
Yeah.
So I'm talking 16 to 39, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
It's 23 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Out them 23 years, I've probably had maybe 5 good Valentine's Days, if I had one at all.
5 good ones, okay.
5, just 5 in general. It's just 5 had the opportunity to experience a Valentine's Day with a significant other. So I don't have the experience, the frame of reference.
Yeah.
And I'm trying not to sound like a hater, but I also wanted to be like, you know, in the spirit of transparency.
There's an intersection. There's a really beautiful intersection where, I don't know how, let me figure out the best way to describe this, where people take sort of, office-y, like rhetoric or like office language, and they incorporate either that or incorporate that into blackness that makes for beautiful turns of phrase. Like really, like, do you see what I mean? Because in the spirit of feels very like a CEO is about to tell you that we're out of money, right? But when you said transparency, there was something that was like, yeah, I think that this is what corporate America's been missing. It's just a black woman at the top being like, in the spirit of transparency, I want to let all of you know that you no longer have jobs, you know?
Yes.
Because right now the emails read very cold. They don't read with that sort of uplifting Sunday morning gospel.
No warmth.
Type of vibe. No warmth, right?
Right.
Yeah. And that's why I laugh so hard at in the spirit of transparency.
See, for me, in the spirit of, I feel like it's the black thing, and then transparency is the work thing.
Okay, yeah. But you see, that's what I mean. I'm like, I don't know which thing is, but they're molding together.
The melding of things, yes, is in the spirit of full transparency. Also, it's also the name of the group chat of all of us, me and all my friends that went to the Bahamas.
No, I'm with you. I only sent one text. I was in the thing, and I didn't go to the Bahamas. And I remember I sent one text, and everybody was like, "It's a bit, Josh." I wanted to be like, "Yeah, I know. I was trying to help."
I was like, Josh did good. Josh did good.
Everybody was like, "No, you are here. It's a bit." I'm like, I
was like, we didn't have to do
too.
him like that. I was sitting by the pool, and like, y'all ain't had to do my friend like that. Sitting there drinking a Jack Daniel's pina colada, like, hey. You didn't have to do my friend like that. But
God.
I think, because I'm not trying to sound like a hater, but I just spent so many Valentine's days just, not enjoying it the way other people enjoyed it. And I think a lot of people feel that there is a pressure. I also know if you first, there's also a lot of times where I've met someone like right before Valentine's Day.
That's my favorite.
Like
when,
2-3 weeks.
Way too close.
Way too close. Like when I met the mechanic, it was like the end of January.
Yeah.
And he did give me a card. In the front of it said, I like you. And then when you open it, it said, and it's all your fault. Mm-hmm. Which is very much him. I no longer have it. I ripped it up and threw it away. But
it is a cute card.
In the moment, on Valentine's Day 2007, the sentiment was enjoyed.
Yeah.
By the following year, and the subsequent years, he had a great way of not being very dependable around that holiday, but that is neither hither nor thither.
I will say there does seem to be a convenient. There's a convenient type of argument or trip. Like something tends to happen sometimes.
Oh, broke dudes will start an argument with you before Valentine's Day so they can use the excuse to not get you anything. And then you will
February 12th,
very conveniently reconcile after the holiday, leaving them to therefore think that they are not responsible for giving you anything for Valentine's Day. I think it just it's a lot of pressure. Mm-hmm. Also, there were a couple of comics where this one guy was like, he said if it wasn't for me giving him something, it was 5 years in a row that I gave him something on Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. And it was the only thing he ever got. He said he always looked forward, because he said I knew if I didn't get anything, I knew I would get a card from you. Mm-hmm. Which I always thought was nice, because it's like,
it was very sweet.
Yeah, because it's like some people don't get things, and it's like we want to act like that, like, oh, it doesn't matter, but it's like it does make you sad.
Yes, it definitely can make you sad in that comparison, but I guess I'd also say that there is something to like having a thing that, like, my initial point is I think that Valentine's Day can and deserves to be romantic because it's an extra thing outside of your anniversary or birthday or just 'cause, that can be, a nice night out or like a opportunity to do something nice for each other. The overall projection out to the world is where I think both, to me, makes people sad, shows people off that they're crazy, and creates a weird level of comparison even between couples. So the way that I'll admit that Valentine's Day can be toxic is there was this time my buddy was out to a dinner with his girlfriend, right? This is like, and it was one of those, what do you call it? It was one of those prefix menus for Valentine's Day. So it's nothing but couples in the restaurant, right? Nothing but couples, halibut. Right? Old halibut, everything, right? But in the middle of dinner service, which is pretty much 9 p.m., so everybody that came in at 8, that might be about to leave, everybody that's getting there at 9, and people walking in for their 9:30. This dude gets on one knee and proposes to his girlfriend and just ruined Valentine's Day for everybody else left in the restaurant. Because think about it. It's like you got her a little bracelet or whatever. This dude got her commitment. And you just got to sit there for the next hour and a half, be like, so do you like your fish?
So you're saying he ruined everyone else's romantic evening?
That's how my friend described it. He was like, it sucked all the air out the room because every dude in the room was like, God dang, like, why you got to do that? You can't do that outside.
Oh.
You got to do it in the middle of different. Yeah.
And a bunch of women just being like,
yes, absolutely. Just staring like, all right, a bracelet's nice. It's not a ring. Okay.
But also there was probably some women in there who would be like, God, I hope he doesn't do that to me.
No, I'm with you. I mean, he can't now. Imagine if you're the third person to propose in the same restaurant in one night. How embarrassing that shit would be. That would actually be wild. It's like, I also have something to say.
Do it.
Y'all might as well keep clapping.
Do it. Fucking Spartacus. I saw this meme, and this guy was in the middle of the mall, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he bent down on one knee. So you see him bent down on one knee, but he's holding the ring in one hand, but he's holding the ring up and his head is down.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see the girl walking away. Right? So she obviously said no.
Mm-hmm.
And then the caption read, she could have just said yes and changed her mind later. She didn't have to embarrass someone's son in public like that. And then the next comment was like... And the next comment was, but I think it was some woman going, first of all, fuck you.
Yeah.
This is more of the toxic mindset that we have towards women, because it's just so you wanted this girl to say yes to him.
To trick him.
So a group of people didn't, so a group of strangers.
Yeah, he's either going to be embarrassed now or embarrassed later.
Right, didn't hear her say no. Also, it was someone else said, it's he probably embarrassed her. Because now she has to tell him no in public.
Yeah.
So this is the thing where it's just we're just, I was that was someone's first reaction to seeing this. Was, oh my God, she embarrassed him.
I'll even pitch you this, right? I think we should keep Valentine's Day romantic. That's my side of the argument. But I do think we should take some of the mystery out of proposals. Because too many people are over here being proposed to wrong or doing proposals wrong. Or it's depending on who you're with, because a proposal is different than a relationship. There are some people that are very quiet and very personal that would actually love a huge gesture. And then there's people that are the opposite. There are people who are maybe they're in the public eye or whatever, so they want their moment like that to be very personal and intimate, right? I think guessing is done because people don't play with guessing anymore. So it's I think that there needs to be a conversation. It may not even happen that year. I don't even think it should happen. To me, obviously, it should not happen in the same week as you're going to do it. But even if it happens in the same year, I think there needs to be a conversation way ahead of time of what do you think about, proposals, or what do you think about this type of proposal or whatever? Because then you at least get a sense. Because now if somebody's embarrassed, that's on them because they told you that's the type of thing that they liked.
Yeah, I did see something online where someone was her and her significant other talked about this is the kind of ring I want.
Yeah,
this is the kind of ring I want.
Take the mystery out of it. You want to be happy? Tell us what you want.
Think about the number of people that have been proposed to that are walking around with a ring they didn't want. With an ugly ring. But you're supposed to ask someone's mom or someone's friend and all that other shit. But you got a ring you didn't want. You got a big gesture and you didn't want one. Or you got a little gesture and you wanted a big one. It's...
No, I'm fully with you. There should be no
get a
guesswork.
Fucking photographer to Yeah, I think, but also it's because when I got proposed to, I didn't know it was coming. Mm-hmm. But I also got proposed to in a bedroom, so...
But I also feel like this is my thing.
When I got proposed to, I didn't have on a shirt.
I
in my defense, neither did he.
That would be wild if he came in a suit and you have a shirt and he was like, Dulce.
I'm wearing a bra right now. What are you doing? This is crazy.
No, I think that a lot of the guesswork can be taken out by genuinely just having all that communication ahead of time. I know it takes some of the mystery out of it, which is fun for people, but I also think that, hey, you either, if you want to live in mystery, you're going to have to accept the fact that sometimes you're going to get something and it's not going to be the way you wanted to get it, right?
Like listen, this ain't Scooby-Doo, bitch, okay?
Yeah. Like,
have a conversation.
When people want their birthday to be spontaneous, but they give no direction, it's like, all right, I hope you like whatever I got because I did my best, you know?
I think there has to be more conversations. Because, like, a man I was seeing recently asked me to marry him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, within the past year. But there was no ring.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just casually eating at dinner.
I do feel like, depending on the type of person or depending on their age, it stops being less of a proposal and more of just floating ideas. Because that's what it sounds like happened in your situation.
Yeah, he's 42. So, yeah, that's kind of, he was like, well, what if we got married? Then we should get married. And I was like, that's not why I'm here.
Well, to be fair, though, since that still leaves the room to do a proper proposal. That was him floating the idea. So now if you're like, I think we could get married, like now he knows to do it later. Does that make sense?
Right, but then it was like, I was like, and he was like, I want to marry you. And I was like, okay. He said, we should get married. I was like,
I retract my previous statement.
Yeah, he didn't stop saying words.
I thought initially he stopped at that part, and I was like, "Oh, well then now you just gotta wait for the countdown till he does it."
Because I was like, yeah, but it was also was like I'd only known him for a month.
Yeah, but you can't blame people for the effect you have on them. You know?
I don't know. The other dude, I knew him for 3 months.
Yeah. Hey, sometimes people just dive in. Don't question it.
I get it, but it's like, bro,
I'm with you.
If I say more than once,
it seems quick.
If I say to you more than once, hey, I'm just having fun.
Mm-hmm.
We're just having fun. I don't think he heard what I was saying.
Yeah, but that's I will say a lot of people do that though. That's a huge thing that people have. No matter, we always talk about communication and stuff. Some people will actually communicate. They'll look you in your eye and tell you what they want and what they need, and the other person just does not receive it. And so then you get into a situation of like, what do you mean? I thought this was going somewhere. It's like, I said a long time ago that we're just chilling.
Yep.
And then they have a reaction to it, and you know what I mean. So
yeah,
you can only control what you do. You know,
truly, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him not propose to you when you don't want to. I think that we should open up Valentine's just to be like about all kinds of love. Because the thing is, Valentine's Day is a celebration of romantic love, right?
Okay, yeah.
When do we celebrate the other kinds of love? Because I think most people interact with non-romantic love more maybe than you do the other loves.
Yeah, I think you're right because you're a mom-daughter for your whole life. Yeah. Whereas you're in and out of relationships. I agree with that completely. I just think that there are days for those other relationships.
You like Mother's Day?
Like Mother's Day, Father's Day, like Christmas, like, even depending on your belief system, Easter, like people do all sorts of stuff.
Easter's all about love.
It's all about love, but I'm just saying some people give their friends gifts on Easter. Some people don't.
Who gets gifts on Easter?
I'm not even saying I do. I've just heard of it.
Grown adults are giving grown adults gifts on Easter?
I guess so. I mean, it's something I've seen very, very rich people do. So this is not a regular thing. I'm just saying it happens.
Should I start giving out tiny Easter baskets?
Just give out peeps to your enemies.
Peeps from my enemies. Oh, there was a comic the other day that called me his enemy. He called me his arch, like he's his nemesis, like his arch nemesis. And I was like, I don't care about you enough to be your nemesis.
I don't even arch my eyebrows when I see you.
You affect me in no way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, I think he just wants to fuck me. But it's like, he's like, yeah, you're my nemesis. And I was like, nigga, I don't know your last name.
You know, there are some people. There are some people in this world that stay in a sort of adversarial lane to their intended loves.
Paramours.
You know? Yeah.
I would never.
Yeah, they more, you know, it starts on the playground. It's like, ooh, I think you have cooties. Now they don't finish the sentence. They're like, I want those cooties, you know?
Yeah.
But I think even into, you know, adulthood, there are some people.
But I hate when grown men do this. Because it's a form of negging.
I'm not saying it's great.
It's a form of aggression. And what they don't like is to be met with their aggression with aggression. They're aggressive. You're supposed to go, nigga, you are not cute enough. If you're going to come at somebody with the negging thing, you have to know what lane you are in. You have to know what your reflection, with your face is. You need to know how the account for your face was set up before you start coming up to people and doing this negging shit. Because what they don't expect is for you to come back this is what we're doing? Sir, I was born for this. For this. I'm gonna hurt your fucking feelings. This nigga said this, I am my nemesis. I looked him dead in his face and said, how? I don't know your last name. And one of my friends went, damn.
I do feel like if the behavior in and of itself is negative, it actually doesn't matter what their face looks like.
Oh, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true.
What?
Listen, because the thing is, if they truly don't know what they're doing. And they're just being truly fucking annoying and negative.
Okay.
Then you're right, because it'll make them look less attractive.
I guess
if you would have just walked up to me and said, hello. If you could enough, I was fine.
If this dude that walked up to you and said, hello, Paramore.
I'd be like, ooh, this nigga got a good vocabulary. If he
what
cute
you got,
enough,
a thesaurus in your back pocket?
Come on, buddy. This nigga seen Bridgerton, okay? This man enjoys masterpiece theater, all right? This man reads a book or three.
Oh, he Shakespeare, that Shakespeare.
Come through. This man's trying to make the beast with two backs. You hear me? I want to learn about it. I cannot wait till people Google the beast with two backs. Shakespeare reference. Read a book. But yeah, so that's why I was like, I think there needs to be more situations where we can celebrate all kinds of love.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people haven't had great Valentine's Days. And also, it's okay, you got your Mother's Day, you got your Father's Day. There's other parts of a family.
Mm-hmm. Where's
your cousin day? Where's your grandparents' day? Well, I guess grandparents get honored as parents, technically.
Yeah, grandparents tend to also fall into the mothers and fathers because grandparents get to double dip because there is Grandparents' Day.
But we don't even have shit for that.
Yeah, like not an easy thing, but we do have a day where if you remember, you get them something.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I do wonder why they put Mother's Day and Father's Day when it is.
Like, I guess to give it enough time apart.
Well, why is it in May? I guess June didn't have anything.
Yeah, you don't want to bankrupt people.
Oh, yeah, I guess. But, like, how come Father's Day isn't in September?
I don't know. I mean, Father's Day already doesn't really get much to it.
Nah, we don't get it.
It's a real shame.
We don't give dads enough shine.
It really is, like, sad to watch. It really does bum me. I'm not even a dad, and that bummed me out for real. Like, it's just, and the funny thing about it is that, like, when you see people complain about it online, there's always someone that's like, well, moms do all this other. It's like, yeah, that's why everyone respects their day. Like,
Yeah.
this is literally just a conversation about how dads just get old ties, hubcaps, like just whatever was laying around is what you give your dad as usually something to fix.
Definitely take your mother out to eat.
Yeah.
On Mother's Day.
Do you know how many dads get sweaters that they already have the same pattern of?
Also, Father's Day is in June. Where the fuck did you get this sweater?
Where'd you get this sweater, which means it's an old sweater? We all know it's an old sweater.
Because you couldn't give it to him at Christmas.
You bought 2 sweaters at Christmas. You gave him one, and then you saved up till Father's Day, because that's how little you care about Father's Day.
This is the question.
A lot of people don't even call. A lot of people are like, he all right.
Honestly, that's his fault.
If no one calls?
He wasn't a good father.
No. Because if you don't call...
He need to be a better father. He need to be better.
No. Because if you forget to call your mom on Mother's Day, that's always on you. Right? Like, if you forgot to call your mom on Mother's Day, people will be like, clearly she's not a good mother. It'd be like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, or you're an asshole.
Yeah.
So if you don't call your mother on Mother's Day, you're an asshole. If you don't call your father on Father's Day, he wasn't a good dad.
It's like, but what... If it's the same family, how is this possible? Like, I'm not saying it's impossible, but like, come on now. You can't tell me. You grew up.
This is the only time we blame anything on men, is fathering. Like, you didn't do a good
It'll
job.
be wild, too, especially if you did a good job. You'll be there at everything, and then they don't call, and then it's like, well, I guess you didn't grind hard enough. It's like, jeez, I went to all the games.
I don't think you
What else was I supposed to do?
You don't forget your dad if he comes to all the games.
No, some people genuinely, I don't think, like, look, whatever is not my battle. Yeah. I'm not saying poor men. I'm literally just saying the level to which people don't appreciate when they have a good dad. You know what I mean? Because let's be for real. If there's a lot of trash dads out there, that means the good ones should actually have more shine. You know?
I think we celebrate the good ones.
What?
I don't
Venus
know.
and Serena dad? That's it. That's really Tiger dad? Like, I don't know.
Joe Jackson.
See. I'm trying to list only good dads right now, and you're still like, that
nigga made superstars.
Yeah.
By hell and high water. That man.
Yeah, clearly his tactics worked.
Truly. Which is the logic that white people use where it's like, how can you say black people are having a hard time? Look at this one black person who's successful.
Yeah, look at all the heads they had to step on to get where they are.
Black people need to be doing great. Look at Beyonce. She just had a whole concert in Dubai. I'm like, bro, most people don't even know what the fuck Dubai is.
Also, I don't even know any other Beyoncés. So that's the worst analogy.
There was a girl on the radio in Atlanta whose name was Beyonce, but I couldn't figure out if that was her radio name or her birth name.
Yeah, see, it's tough. It's like out of the one that I know exists, she's doing very well.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that's why it's like you should never make that comparison. We at the show want to kick it to you, the listener.
You, the listener. Mm-hmm. You, the listener. How do you... Mm-hmm. Hey, come here quick. How do you feel?
Don't let her get closer to you than me. Don't let that work, okay? Just how do you feel? What are your feelings?
How do you feel? Valentine's Day is a hard time for a lot of people, including me. So I understand. It could be a nice day or it could be a sad day, you know? But you have to figure out for you. How do you feel? Is it that Valentine's Day should be about romantic love or should it be about all of the loves? Like your friends and your puppy dog and your mama and your aunties, your cousins, you know? Is it a whole thing where just like, hey, here's a person that I have a sexy time with, or it should be about everybody that you know and love? So yeah, just tell us. Thank you.
Yeah, so just hit us up. Let us know.
Why are you making them faces? I'm having a genuine connection with the audience.
I'm saying, I feel like this was a tactic.
It's
you got
not
closer
a tactic.
to the camera. You got closer to the camera than me, and then you were using the sweet voice and stuff. And I think
because I have a sweet voice.
Okay, but also getting closer. You even did the hey, pulling them closer to you. Like I'm not right here. That's why I did the faces. You could have got close. I'm right here.
Use the tools.
I can't get close while you get close.
Use your tools, Josh.
No. For us both to get close is just abrasive.
Listen, you didn't get close because you didn't have a heartfelt message for the people.
What are you talking about? A heartfelt message for the people? All right, look, if you love your boo, all right? If it's you and your boo all day, okay? If you roll with
Josh,
the person that you love,
Josh, look at the camera.
if you love the person that you love, you want to spend Valentine's Day with them, and you just want to be proud of your love, then go ahead and let us know in the comments. And I'm even closer than Dulcé was, so maybe I'm more right. How about that? I'm closer to the mic, closer to the camera.
You're gonna make me pee on myself.
No. This is what you wanted, okay?
That's not what I wanted at all. That was not genuine and heartfelt. You was an alien.
An alien. What an attack. Okay. Well, look,
it's not an attack. You listen, when this comes out on YouTube, you can see this Area 51 close-up you gave everybody.
Mm-hmm. Acting like stuff is my fault when you told me to do it. You were like, you listen. You should get close, be closer, be heartfelt.
Hold on, thank God I told you to look up. Because you know what was happening?
Okay.
You were close, but you were looking down. It looked even more wild.
Oh, okay, so that was you helping me, okay.
Yes!
Mm-hmm.
If you were trying to make a valid point, I wasn't going to let you not use the tools.
So, this is for the future, but if you want to come see me do stand-up in person, on March 10th and 11th, I'll be at the Kansas City Improv. You can get your tickets at the Improv, and then after that, I'm going to be in Fort Collins, March 31st and April 1st. You can go to their website, comedyfortcollins.com, or just check out the link that we provide.
So will be at the Dr. Grin's Comedy Club in Grand Rapids, Michigan. February 23rd to the 25th. I don't know why I'm using my announcer voice, but I think that'll help dig into your brains is what my dates are going to be. So yeah, that's my and then I'm going to be at Laughs Seattle, March 3rd and the 4th. Yeah. So let us know if you feel like that Valentine's Day should only be focused on people who are in a relationship. Mm-hmm. Who enjoy a prix-fixe menu. Mm-hmm. Or do you want it to be about everybody? Oh my God. Did I just all lives matter Valentine's Day?
Maybe. Y'all have a great rest of the day and a great weekend.
Ah, damn it.